So we got a bit of news concerning Resident Evil 3 Remake. First thing, Jill Valentine being censored, and then the second thing, which was the Puritans, they had a hot take review that is just hilariously bad on this game. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, Resident Evil 3. Well, this remake, for one, has censored Jill Valentine. Now, I think anybody can guess why this happened. Pretty obvious. Because Jill Valentine, too attractive. We can't give her that attractive spotlight. They gotta censor things because, they have ethics departments now for this kind of stuff, which is absolutely absurd. Resident Evil 3 Remake leaves some fans fuming over Jill Valentine's skirt. So, taking a look at this article here, this is what it says to start off. Resident Evil 3 Remake's pre-order bonuses include, among other things, a classic Jill Valentine costume inspired by her iconic blue boob tube and miniskirt from the 1999 PS1 original. Unfortunately, it's left some vocal fans fuming, as Capcom has opted to exchange the protagonist's bottom layer for a pair of shorts. No petty shorts for you, readers. You see, that's always the argument that these people make, is they always say, oh, well, that's the thing about you people. All you want to do is wank to it. That's the argument they always make. Now, Vera Dark, this is what she had to say about it, was Jill's Resident Evil 3 pre-order costume is not her original outfit. They changed her skirt to a skirt. I guess the ethics department wins again. And that's the thing. We've seen ethics department, like Square Enix, for example, changing the size of Tifa's breast for the Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then, of course, we've seen Sony with their implementations of, obviously, the whole censorship policy, which nobody likes, absolutely stupid. And, of course, their argument always is that, it's all because of, oh, man, there's gamers out there. Too bad you can't yank it to this. That's the problem here, is that they always say it's because of that. In some particularly eye-opening exchanges, franchise fans ponder the idea of launching a class action lawsuit against the publisher, claiming that this is false advertising. Others blame Sony's draconian policy against sexy female characters in games. The truth is that the company probably felt the slightly altered costume retained the spirit of the original while making more sense in its more realistic adaptation. You see, that's the thing. They think sexy woman bad. That's literally what they think. That's their mentality. They do this because of the Puritans that scream on Twitter all the time, oh no, how dare you? That's what they do. They try to censor the stuff so they don't offend Puritans. So, looking more at Vera Dark's tweets, she's a fictional character set in a fictional apocalypse with fictional monsters, so why does her clothing need to look realistic? I'm okay with realistic outfits, but when you are selling people a product that is called Classic Costume Pack, you should give us that. Agreed. It should just automatically be there. You shouldn't have to give a classic pack for that. Small changes are still changes. It's not even about the change itself, but once you give up an outfit here, give a small change there, then suddenly all of your character's originality is gone. Which is very true. I definitely agree with that statement. I mean, it does take away from the originality of the character. And now, of course, you have people like Rami Ismail, who is a cuck for these people, right? They're a cuck for the developers. And this is what he had to say. Let's see what the gamers are upset about today. Oh my effing god, really, y'all? I see another one of the let me defend developers' freedom to make what they want by yelling at the developers wanted to make and then made because I do not like what they made, so it is clearly not what they wanted to make, which is a game exactly by my standards, brigade. So the argument that this Puritan here is trying to throw out there is the fact that, oh, well, they clearly wanted to make this way. They clearly wanted to make Jill look like this. That's basically the argument. But that's not true, because developers, when it comes to games, this is not what they care about. They don't care about stuff like that. The reason why they have these ethnic departments is because of people like Rami Ismail over here, who sits over here and complains because oh no, an attractive female character showing off a little bit of skin. Like that's why they made these ethnic departments. That's why they're here. They're here for pointless and stupid reasons. The developers don't sit over here and go, so for this Resident Evil 3 remake, how do we censor Jill today? That's not what they care about. They don't care. But because they have these Puritans like Rami Ismail over here who scream, sexy woman bad, right? Then they just have to come up with something to try to take care of that so that these Puritans won't scream, Ree! On social media all the time. That's exactly what it is.
To anyone pretending to care about what developers wanted to make, without having a developer for the specific project explicitly saying the result is not what they wanted to make, the game you're playing is what the developer wanted to make.
No, it's not. That's why they have these ethnic departments, so that people like you, Rami, will not scream over an attractive female character showing a little bit of skin. That's exactly why it's here. But hey, that's not the only reason why people have an issue with Resident Evil 3. So when we go to Metascore, if you look at it, the user score is a 6.4. It is not good. And if we look at these reviews on Metascore, you can see why people are actually upset. So there are some genuine reviews out there. Now, of course, there are some troll ones out there, but there are some genuine ones out there that are telling people why they don't like the game. Now, of course, Metacritic is removing reviews, so keep that in mind. But here are some reviews that give you an example. Too many content is cut from original game. The clock town scene is gone, and the puzzle is gone, which is what I love most, and the flow is so short. Another person said, I just made an account to express how disappointed I am with this remake that feels more like another game than Resident Evil 3, and with Nemesis, how could they mess up such an iconic villain so bad? This game doesn't deserve a 10. Don't pay $70 for a game, make Capcom aware of their mistake, don't be a sheep. This game lacks a lot of content from the original game, it's way too linear, rushed, and it's dull if you compare this game even with RE Remake 2. Don't buy this game. Another person said, it's a good game, but definitely isn't a good Resident Evil 3 game. Why cut the giant worm? Why cut a Nemesis transformation? Why cut the clock tower? The RPD? This isn't the classic Resident Evil 3. This is Capcom craziness at its finest. Shame. So you see, you're getting a lot of reasons as to why people are upset with this game, because content has been cut. It's not just the fact that Jill herself has been censored, which, it takes away originality from the character, but at the same time, the other problem is that there is so much content that has been cut from this game, and that is why a lot of people are really just upset and just hating this game, because just so much has been taken away from it. The puzzles, and all the other stuff they're talking about. That's a problem in itself right there. And it makes you not want to buy the game, which, censoring Jill, yeah, while it doesn't change the gameplay and the game itself, it's still not good that they did that. It's something they shouldn't have done. Then when you also look at it, when you cut content from a game, that's going to cut it down from what it used to be, which people are expecting it to be because it's supposed to be a complete remake of it. When you cut that stuff out, you're disappointing your fans. It's definitely not a good thing. It's not good at all. And people are even saying that it's like 5 hours long, which to them is very disappointing. I mean, it takes away from the overall game, which I think the original Resident Evil 3 was like about 8 hours, 9 hours, I want to say, something like that. Good game, though. But from what people are saying, they do not like this game because of all the stuff that's been cut from it. So it's not just the Jill censorship, which they shouldn't have done, but at the same time, it's also the cut content that just shaves a lot of the playtime from the game. Let me be honest on this one. I would love to put 10 out of 10, but I cannot. This game is extremely short, and there is no way to extend your experience above the 8 hours campaign. It wouldn't be so bad if there was no RE2 remake. Capcom is lazy again. If possible, do not buy. Let them know. No clock tower, no raccoon park, no graveyard, no double ending, no puzzle, long 4 to 5 hours, no multiple option, Nemesis ruin, trauma ruin, very linear, and much more. But hey, we also have the Puritans review over this, and this is a horribly bad hot take. Oh, and take a note, when you look at this, by the way, the big thing about this review, you can definitely tell it's been done by a soy boy. Nate Crowley, which, oh man, I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to this guy in his review, he's trying to be a defender of women, right? But here's what I will say. Sophia Norwitz put something really well together about this article, and I have to say, this was great. So Sophia had to say, only men should experience hardship and challenges within the visual medium, which then she took the article here, which I thought was really good on how she did this. Now, taking the biggest parts of the article, we're going to take a look at them because you're going to see this hot take here from the soy boy. So, of course, what I think, Resident Evil, the brute of all evil. And then, here's what he has to say.
I do kind of want to flag the whole violence against women aspect of Nemesis and of the game in general, as it's hard to deny it's a theme or that it's presented at least a little relish.
Really? My God.
I realize it's completely unreasonable to single out Resident Evil 3 for, gestures at the entire history of the horror genre, and its fairness, you play as trigger-happy mercenary Carlos for a good portion of the game, so you get to see loads of lingering close-ups of a man's neck getting devoured like a late-night burger, too.
Well, that just sounds more like someone's fetish, if anything.
But yeah, there were moments while playing when I just felt uncomfortable. Jill isn't too obviously a vessel for anyone's fetishes, but realistic as she is, she's clearly designed to be sexy, and she spends an awful lot of time being hurled into things, slapped about, grunting in pain, being asphyxiated, and others struggling to force assailants off or being graphically ended by them.
Oh, so wait, from this review by this soy boy, Nate here, he states that he basically wants her to be a Mary Sue. He basically wants her just to be a character that doesn't have to go through any struggles or problems. That if it's a male character, oh, that's fine. But if it's a female character, oh no, it's bad. You can't let female characters go through struggles or pains. Apparently, that's his point of view here. He's got to protect the women, right? That's what he's doing here. So continuing onward with his hot takes in his review,
I wasn't even kidding on Nemesis having sleazy Dom energy, by the way. Jill's ex-super cop colleague Brad mentions Nemesis having a hard-on for her, and when Carlos is introduced, while saving Jill from a mangling at the hands of old Backfist himself, he quips that Nemesis knows what it wants and won't stop till it gets it. Don't you like that in a man? No thanks, replies Jill. He's all yours.
You see, that's the thing. You can't joke around with these people. Like, they're nuts. So Sophia Norwitz continued to say, remember the grisly deaths Isaac and Dead Space would experience? Don't remember think pieces criticizing it because violence towards men is acceptable, but we do get pieces criticizing Tomb Raider and Resident Evil 3 because it's not allowed if a woman is involved. These people don't want equality. And Sophia's right. Puritans don't want equality. They don't. They never want equality. So Maloney Mack doubles down on what Sophia's saying by stating, his point of view is pretty insulting to women more than anything. Jill endured and defeated all that with confidence and attitude the entire time. It was very empowering. She was never portrayed in a helpless manner. They went above and beyond with showcasing her as capable. Then Maloney Mack continues to say, leave it to Carlos. He's a professional. Jill, so am I. In such terrifying circumstances, she remained confident and even sassy the entire game. This wasn't some woman-beating simulator. She went through a lot, but she made Nemesis her bitch. Also got to talk about the plant throat implantation thing, since this is spun as only happening to a woman. Jill literally finds a note from a man writing of the same thing happening to him who died from it. So yes, this did happen to a man too. The difference is Jill survived. See, that's the thing. These Puritans don't want equality. If it's a man within the situations, and if it was Nemesis going after a male character, it wouldn't matter. That's how they see it. It wouldn't matter to them. But a female character like Jill, oh, it's wrong. How dare you? That's their mentality. That's their way of seeing it. More people continued to respond and said, I'm going to say it. Nate was never a Resident Evil fan and used Jill as his soapbox just to act like he is a champion of women everywhere. I am tired of people like him being the voice of video game fans everywhere. And that's true. That's literally what it is. That's what it is. Another good comment was by this person right here. We want women in video games. Representation matters. Gets popular franchise with female protag. Not like that. That's how it is. They don't want equality. They never do. And, that's the big thing. They don't care about these games. These Puritans scream about this stuff, right? But they don't care. They find whatever they can to complain and then just try to push their agendas. I mean, there's even jokes about this. I mean, look at this. I can just taste the soy. It's a picture of this guy who did the review. It's just true. I mean, the other thing I don't understand is why all soy boys look like that. They always look like that. I don't know why. So, even in this guy's review, there were people who were doing better reviews than he was, ironically. So, taking a look at some of the comments here, I'm glad there was a demo because I hated it. So I haven't wasted my precious money, which is for stockpiling, whatever that is, mints in a collection of old boots. Then again, I only ever played Resident Evil 4 back then, even though I had a PSX not long after it released. I was really upset that they added Nemesis turning zombies into tentacle heads in the demo. I'm a huge Resident Evil 1, 2, 3 fan, not so much a fan of the newer zombies in 4, 5, 6, and 7, so that really turned me off, and I hope it's not a sign of some artistic liberties they took with 3. So then another person went on to say, lovely review, although this and Matthew's video review have convinced me that 50 schmuckaroonies is too rich for my blood for such a short game. I can agree to that because, for one, looking at everything, why would you want to pay for all this stuff? A game that has content that's been cut, a game that's also censored Jill, why would you want to pay that much money for? Because I know I don't. If I'm going to pay for something, which, in this case, if it were to be Resident Evil 3 Remake, then I'd want the full game. I'd want everything. I wouldn't want anything censored. I wouldn't want anything cut at all. I'd want the game that I was supposed to be promised, right? I'd want everything intact. All the content there, no censorship. I'd want it all to be there like it's supposed to be. But, of course, things were changed. And, that just makes me not want to buy the game because of that. And, of course, Puritans going out there contradicting themselves and not wanting equality. Well, who's really surprised, am I right? But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you were new here, and make sure you were still subscribed because YouTube is unsubscribing people from their favorite channels, so make sure you were subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like if you enjoyed, and also be sure to share the video on social media, spread the word, and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Not only that, but also be sure to follow me on Discord. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the newest videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the future. So be sure to follow me on Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today, and remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you, and have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.